Hello and welcome to the podcast number 1. The podcast is gonna help clearing up things on the server. This is a rather serious format compared to the others, especially. We're trying to display certain opinions and share certain information about the server to clear things up and help the server to build its own structure and to keep rumors, etc. away. Today we have Meredith, Kimy. Hi, Kimy.
Hi.
And WaifuWhisperer here.
Hi.
All relevant people to this topic. And Meredith, why don't you begin?
All right. So the first thing I've been hearing from the grapevine is people are saying Super Whuppy is the one solely responsible for getting Nele banned. And while I understand why people would say this, it's not true. He's not even the one that brought problems up with Nele in the first place. He's also not the one that banned her or the one that told her why she was banned. He's just been trying to lay low because of his relations with her.
Okay.
So I definitely get why people would be like, oh, Danny's just upset and angry and out for revenge, but
especially I might say this openly, especially me. People are known for me having some issues with Whoopi, and while I of course think he's an okay guy, I did admittingly suspect him first when I heard about the whole Nele thing, simply because of the whole thing. So what do you guys think about that?
Well, I cannot really say anything about the relationship between them because I was gone for like 2 months. But I didn't really have problems with Whoopi. I don't know if he actually was responsible. It doesn't sound like he would be that kind of guy. Especially Nele had, I think she was together with Grumpy. And I cannot really remember. Like, I feel like she was kind of close to someone new every new week. So I don't really know how the relationship went, but I can probably assume it went some like that kind of. I don't know.
yeah,
like,
something went wrong somewhere.
Like, how long were they together? I have no idea.
I think a few months. I'm pretty sure they were dating when they made up at MCM London, but I'm not 100% on that.
Okay.
Well, did someone, like, some of you go there, or
we should?
Did someone just say that?
We should probably keep it away from Danny dating her, but more.
Well, no, we're not gonna like go into their personal life together. We're
Exactly.
No, I just wanted to know since one day dating because I heard about her being together with Grumpy and then she started randomly flirting with someone else.
Yeah. Well, I would think they're together about 3 weeks or something, if I had to guess.
Oh, okay.
But
do you mind?
I'm not sure.
Talking about why you left the server, or do you not want to talk about that?
Well, basically, I don't know, like, I left the server multiple times. I cannot remember the exact reasons. Like, I think one time I had a lot of stress in every area of life, but the last time I left, I think it was at the end of April or something. It was because of the lewdness of the server. Like, people were saying that I said that Nele is responsible for all the lewdness on the server, which is not true. I just said that it increased because of her being lewd all the time. Like, okay, I understand if you want to talk about stuff like this in the night or something, but it's really not appropriate to rate it all the time. I didn't feel comfortable in the chat at all. No one really listened, and the people that I talked to sometimes, they were like, they didn't want to open their mouths and say something about it. So it's just like, okay, I'm gonna leave. If no one else is bothered, or like not as much people are bothered, I'm just gonna leave. That's what I said. Like, I think it's okay. I'm gonna leave the chat. That's what I said. I can check later. But yeah.
To me, it
Okay.
seems like a lot of people are just defending what she did because they kind of liked it. At least some of the younger boys did. And even the people who didn't like it felt like maybe others didn't see it. So that's how I see this whole situation when it came down to people who saw it versus people who didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think once there's more information, it gets clear that Danny did not instigate any heat on Nele, and that he did not act out of revenge for a bad breakup or anything.
No.
So yeah.
Apparently, there are rumors going around that Danny leaked nude pictures of Nele, which I don't know where that came from, but I have never heard anything about
It's
that.
very
And
unlikely that a mod would do that. Like, why?
That's
yeah,
still
no,
BS
like if that like came to light,
Like-
Danny would lose a mod, and he's just not that kind of person. Like,
that's a good point.
I've
But I
seen
want to
I had a
remind you.
conversation with him.
I want to remind you, anyways,
Huh?
that
What
mods
did
are
you
also
say?
just people. So.
I mean, yeah, but if you want to
Yeah.
stay a mod, you're not gonna pull shit like that.
Of course. But
And like, especially with the difficult situation with the new rule, why would he do something like that?
Yeah.
that would be curious indeed. Yeah.
I talked to him once about nudes, not directly, but like I think like a whole group was once just talking about it, and he said that that kind of thing was private affairs. I would think it's be out of character for him to just suddenly do that
Yeah.
after a kind of conversation like that I've had with him. So
Yeah, so even like, I don't know how bad the breakup was, but I feel like he wouldn't leak anything.
As much as
Yeah,
I
no, that's
like,
just not Danny.
as much as I have problems with him, I also don't think he would do that. I do think he's a rather sane person, and yeah. Okay. So of course the question is, if Danny didn't cause this whole thing, who exactly was complaining about Nele, and what was the reason for this?
Well, one of the mods got DM'd a log of Nele making inappropriate comments to an underage member. And the log was posted in mod chat. I'm not going to say who sent it or who posted it. But in lieu of prior warnings Nele had gotten and the rule we had implemented because of things, and just a lot of people were PMing the mods and saying, hey, I'm really uncomfortable in the chat when like all the sexual talk is going on. So we just took a vote, and we did talk about, giving her a warning in chat and kicking her, something like that. But the majority of the mods voted for a ban, and all the mods voted that something had to be done.
Well, what I can maybe say, because I started to dislike her attitude right from the beginning. Like, I don't know her as a person. Like, I feel like we could have gotten along if she wouldn't behave that way. But I don't know if I should I name the people that I know of that actually all like started complaining about her right from the beginning?
I don't think it matters.
I think we should keep like usernames out of it. Just
Okay. Yeah,
it's
like, I
it's
can
not
name a
relevant.
few
It
people
doesn't
that
matter.
felt
basically there were a lot of
right
people,
from
right?
the beginning. Like, but the thing is, they just ignored her. Like, they were just like, okay, we're gonna have another like conversation. We're just gonna try to overlook it. Most of the time, some people started making jokes about her. From what I've heard, I don't know. Like, I just tried to keep out of chat every time she was just doing something lewd, or the others were.
Mhm.
yeah, I know. When I was in the chat, started talking in that server, I thought she was all right. But then when other people spoke about her, it wasn't really positive, and I didn't really notice anything about that she did until I really started reading and looking in after
By the
they said
way,
Yeah.
When did you join? I cannot remember. Did you join
Kimmy's
after? Huh?
Kimmy's known me and a lot of the Candy members for a while, but she only like joined the server like 2 months ago or so.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
month.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like the area where I left like 1 month ago or 2 months ago. So that's why I don't know you. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
she's like old enough on the server to know who Nele is, though, so she can.
Yeah, and
she
Kimmy's
can
like
judge.
been pretty close with me and
Um,
Danny and
Also, what I can add is that, well, I said that Nele was responsible for the increasing lewdness on the server, but sometimes they were just like, some boys were just trying to get some words out of her, like something lewd. I cannot exactly remember what it was, but I don't know, I feel like they just saw her as an object just to talk to, like, about sex subjects or something. Like, I don't know.
So you're saying she was being like used, but she wanted it more or less. That's what you're saying.
yeah, she
Kind of.
she liked the attention. I'm pretty sure. I don't think
Okay.
Nele is a bad person per se. I just think she made some really stupid decisions.
What I can also say, like, the thing with attention, she's like 25 or something, right?
Yeah.
And she, like, I don't know if she tried to rub it in other people's faces, but she was like, oh yeah, I'm a model, by the way. And I have a high IQ or something like that. She just said that a lot. And also, like, why would a 25-year-old want to have attention from, like, 10-year-old younger boys on the internet that are thirsty as fuck? Like, what kind of accomplishment is that?
Yeah.
That's what really weirded me out. Like, I
In her
started to
defense,
think, oh, shit.
she did move on like fairly fast from the server, so that rather doesn't really show me that she needs the attention of 10-year-olds or whatever, but much rather attention from somebody, maybe.
Yeah.
If anything.
Like,
guys.
I heard that that
Maybe.
some friends, what do we call it, betrayed her or something. So, I don't know.
So
It's not
Nele
really
is not concretely a bad person. It's much
No,
rather.
No, we don't know anything. Like, I don't really know anything about her. Like, how
Okay.
she would behave in real life.
So it's rather the way she acted in chat.
Because, yeah, like, would you like someone that behaves that way in real life? That would just be called a slut. Like, I'm not trying to sugarcoat anything.
Well, there's certain
It's just
humor.
creepy.
Yeah.
It's just creepy.
Yeah, it's just inappropriate behavior. The bottom
Like
line.
what kind of adult creeps on like a little teen? Like if you saw that going down, and like so many people would stop that right away. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
like,
for us to let it go by was kind of just because we literally didn't see it, and it's a lot harder. But now that we know, we stopped it, and it's been
Okay,
shut down,
so I think we can, at the end of like here, we can like agree on the fact that there was like mostly the community was uncomfortable with her, and was the reason that
Yeah, a lot
there
of
was a
people
discussion
were-
about her.
A lot of people were quiet about it in the chat, but they, did come to mods, and people like Helen here, like people left because they just couldn't deal with it. They just, made people uncomfortable.
Okay, and I heard Helene, like did you tell her about this, like, ever?
what, Nele?
Yeah.
Yeah, I asked her to stop, and then she was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm not allowed to have fun anymore. I'm not allowed to joke around. I'm becoming a nun, not a nurse, a nun.
A nun,
And
okay.
I'm Christian now. I don't know.
So
like,
just basically being
Relatively
passive aggressive and rude.
Sarcastically
Yeah,
passive
like,
aggressive. Okay.
She's 6 years older than me, and sometimes I feel like I'm the more mature one when it comes to stuff like this. Like, I would stop if someone would ask me multiple times.
Yeah.
Like,
Some people-
it's actually in the rules, right? Like, if
Yeah.
someone asks you to stop, you should.
I mean, use common sense is in the rules, and
That
common
is
sense
like
thing.
if
Well,
if
like,
somebody
you
tells
don't
you to
make
stop,
people-
you stop. That's common sense. Yeah.
I feel like things that belong in DMs, like, I don't know, she said, I remember that one time she said about how many times she would masturbate a day. Like, why would you say that in a public chat? Like, it's so disgusting. Why would you put random people to know about that?
Like, I get it if everyone's talking about that, but like if she's just saying it out of the blue and like...
I think she did. I can't really remember.
Yeah.
I mean, this whole server is about League and stuff. I feel like that kind of stuff should be kept in more private matters.
Another service, okay.
Even if it wasn't a server for League, I mean, people don't generally just randomly say that out loud, which is kind of creepy.
No.
Yeah, like I even told her she could go to a hentai server or something. Like, this is a server from a League of Legends YouTuber. Why would you randomly say something like that when no one actually really cares except for the thirsty boys that are 10 years younger than you?
Okay, that's a fair argument.
Alright,
so what exactly was the trigger? Like, was there a certain person that leaked the logs?
Basically,
Meredith...
what people want to know is who leaked the logs and if those logs are the sole reason that she got banned. And okay, we can't say who leaked the logs because there's a lot of people that are on Nele's side with this, and we don't want to get that person in trouble, and we don't want to make them feel any worse than they already do because they do feel responsible. But those logs that the mod team was sent were not the only reason Nele got banned. Like, there were a lot of prior offenses, you know, making people uncomfortable, lots of complaints, you know, something about her masturbating in the chat. Like, and she was warned by a mod, apparently, and evidently she was just very passive-aggressive and rude, like she was to Helen, to that mod. And so we discussed this, and we made that rule that we added a few days ago, you know, like, no inappropriate comments, please keep it to DMs. And just, you know, things just sort of carried on as normal. And then we were sent, you know, this log of her being sexually inappropriate to an underage member, and so that's what incited the conversation about what to do about Nele. Like, should we ban her? Should we kick her? You know what? Okay. So it was like the final nail in the coffin that already had many nails in it. It wasn't just that log that was like, okay, we saw this, now we have to ban her. It was like,
yeah,
you know,
it
like
was the final proof or something.
It's the last straw on the camel's back.
I feel like once this announcement came out, more people started to talk to the mods about the situation. I think people were just kind of like afraid or awkward about it all. And once that announcement came out, it was
like, I cannot really say because I just joined back earlier, but maybe they were actually encouraged by this new rule that maybe they should point out more things and think about the stuff that is being said.
Yeah, maybe people like weren't sure whether they should categorize it as a joke or as at some point like maybe they weren't even considering it, that it could be actual sexual content, because we are very joking on the server.
I mean, yeah.
And
it's fun to joke around and, like, you know, be sarcastic.
Yeah,
if you don't think about it, maybe you can mistake it for a joke easily.
Yeah, but when we see, like, confidential DMs of you saying just, you know, intimate stuff about, like, how, like, what someone's saying makes you feel, you know what I mean? Then it's like, it's you're crossing the line there. It's not a good thing to do. Especially
because within DMs you usually have less people you joke to, because you usually make fun about somebody if you make sexual jokes about somebody, so you need a crowd that also makes fun about somebody. And if you do it in DMs, there is no crowd, which makes the situation rather awkward, which makes sexual jokes, in my opinion, rather rare compared to, well, publicly.
Yeah, if you're making sexual jokes, usually it's because, you know, you are flirting, like, you know, like... Yeah.
You're just being lewd. That's the word lewd. That's the definition.
She had it easy. She just said, oh, it's a joke. It's just a meme. I'm not like this. I don't need this. Well, okay. maybe it was a joke in general chat, but we can say, especially in those DMs, that was not a joke. Like, I don't really know what happened. Like, I just heard a few phrases from there, but I don't know. It really seemed like they were having what do you call it? What do you call it? E-sex? I don't know.
Cyber?
Yeah, like cyber sex.
Oh.
Yeah.
Cyber sex.
E-sex. Hot and
dating
fresh.
E-sex. I don't know. Okay.
Okay. So since we're talking about rather rumors and stuff, so there's one major rumor going around.
Yeah.
Which I heard about, which is, did Nele actually send nudes to the person who leaked the logs?
No, I saw the log. It's just text. There's no pictures involved. As far as the mod team knows, she did not send inappropriate pictures of herself or of anyone else to underage members. That has nothing to do with the ban.
Okay.
Even if she did, I mean, it's not really anyone's business to know.
So-
'cause as long as she didn't leak it on the servers, who really gives a shit?
What I remember was, I don't know if it was a joke. Like, I think she was talking to Doom and stuff, and I cannot remember his name. Someone else that liked her, about nudes. Yeah, I don't know if it was a joke, and I can't really remember what she said. But Doom pointed something out that they were having something going on in DMs or something.
Yeah,
Doom
they're usually joking. I
legal?
know Doom. I know Doom.
Yeah, he is. So I guess.
Yeah. So did Nele send nudes at all? Like, is there
We
some?
cannot say, like, I never.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, yes, but to legal people, not
Okay.
not to underage people. But
So nothing
I really
inappropriate,
hope so.
basically.
no, nothing that
Okay.
like was not with consent or illegal.
Hmm. Okay, we should probably keep this topic as short as possible
Yeah, we can move on.
to avoid
I don't
unnecessary
want to think
talking.
about naked people.
Uh oh.
Oh, the juice, naked.
So one question is very big standing for the people that still think they're still a bit mad because Nele was obviously still a big part of the community. So maybe we should clear up who voted for Nele's ban. People are asking for that. How about that?
Well, I don't want to out any mods, but I mean, basically all of us were like, yeah, let's ban her. I mean, like, Shy wasn't online at the time, but when she came on, she was like, yes, I'm with you guys. And I mean, it was pretty much a 100% majority.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we discussed, doing a kick or a warning, but we talked about how, like, kicking her, if she came back, it might just, make her really angry and it could make things much worse. And then, like, we talked about how doing a warning before just didn't work out. So we just decided the ban. And I mean, I'm
Several
not saying
warnings,
it's
we
a
should
permanent
maybe point
ban,
out.
but that's what we're doing right now. That's what's happening.
Okay. I wanted to point out that there was several warnings, right?
As far as I know, there was one, and then a lot of just regular members in the chat
Okay.
would ask her, to stop, tell her they were uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
so only
I
one
told her
official
right
warning.
from the beginning.
Yeah, as far as I know, only one official
Okay.
warning. I don't know if any of the mods like PM'd her on their own, like, hey, you need to chill. But
Alright.
there was the warning, and then there was the rule that we added,
Okay.
which was supposed to be like a warning in itself.
Okay.
Although
And
she couldn't know for sure if it was targeted at her.
The thing is, though, people like Helene, which told her, who told her to, stop with this, she kind of seemed to ignore.
Well, she didn't
Even though
exactly ignore it. She was just mocking me about it.
that's ignoring.
Yeah, she was just teasing her,
It was
like,
just
oh, you
disrespectful.
can't handle it. Ooh, yeah, that's not good.
Yeah, which is, in my opinion, also a fair warning. It might not have the consequences which of a moderator's warning, but it should still show that the community is uncomfortable with a certain situation, and that you should react appropriately.
Like, thing is, I can understand if it was like at the beginning, I was like maybe one of the few people that pointed it out. I can understand that. Okay, if it's only a minority, we shouldn't, like, no one really should do anything. But I'm kind of surprised that everyone just changed their opinion, and I'm glad. Like, I was really surprised. I heard about, Bumnati actually told me about a few times when Nele left randomly. I can't remember why. I think one time was because of, the convention.
Yeah, I remember she was white for a while, and I know she left, but I never really asked about it.
Yeah, I feel like someone told me that she got drunk or something, like too drunk, that she had to go to the hospital or something. Like,
somebody drugged
they
her.
were expecting me to come back when she left, and I was like, no, she's definitely gonna come back. And then I would just start a circle again, so I'm really surprised that a lot of people changed their minds. But it's a good thing.
Okay. So basically, people voted on Nele's ban, and this has nothing to do with personal corruptness. It's much rather about listening to the community, because the community did tell the moderators that they are uncomfortable with the situation. Did I understand that correct, or are the mods a bit maybe a bit biased because of certain things?
Yeah,
Besides Danny,
like,
obviously, because of the relationship.
Are the mods just doing whatever because they feel like it for personal reasons, or because of their own opinions, or are they actually taking into consideration the community? And I think for this decision, we were all in solidarity, and I think for the most part we were in solidarity with the community. I mean, I know Nele had a lot of friends on the server, but I mean, these guys were, just egging her on and also, in a way, breaking the rule. I don't think this was a corrupt decision. I think this was something that will improve the community more than anything. And so, in my eyes, that's a good thing, because we don't...
Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We talked about this earlier, that people that still enjoyed spending time with her could just, like, make a private call or a private server.
Yeah.
Like,
it's
they
just
can
one
still
server.
meet up somewhere to play League. Like, it's not the end of the world. They can still, like, it's the internet. You can talk anywhere.
Yeah. Stuff happens. People get banned. It's not unusual,
And it can't be corrupt in any way, because people assumed that Nele was friends with a lot of the mods, which was true. She is friends with a few of the mods, despite the things that went down. And for them to make this decision, though, was hard. I mean, it was meant for the community, not for based on what they thought about her. Because people do still like her and stuff, but just some of the things that she did was inappropriate, and that's not good for the community. So that's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah, this decision is... It's for the betterment of the community. That's all there is to it. I mean, I see why people think it's a revenge thing, but even if it was, I don't think it is, but even if it was, it's
that's why we're here.
It's helpful. That's what I'm trying to say.
I want to correct myself as well. I said that Whoopi would be personally corrupt because he was in a relationship with Nele, but what I really meant is that he is rather biased in this situation.
I mean, he is like,
of course,
while this whole thing
of course.
was going on.
It's just he is just naturally biased in this situation, which doesn't make this decision wrong, or as we can see.
I think even if, I'm not saying Danny's biased. I don't think he is. I mean, maybe a little. Just, I mean, you can't help.
You can't help. Either you're like negatively like biased a bit, or
I think that if they had never dated and none of this had ever happened, he still would have voted for the ban.
Sure. I actually do think that as well. As I said already, I think he's rather a sane person, and they did make the rule after all. It did come from the community after all. I think his decision would have stayed the same. I just wanted to correct myself because I said before that he's personally corrupt, which is not correct. Much rather only biased in that very certain situation, because you cannot be unbiased if you were in a relationship with somebody, in my opinion, anyways. Which doesn't make his decision.
We don't really know how the relationship went, but
Yeah, no, I
Well,
wanted. It's
you
only a
shouldn't take it
correction. It's
personal.
only.
I mean, the fact that we don't know about it is kind of a good thing.
Yeah,
Just goes to show that they weren't so public about
exactly.
Yeah.
it, and that he kept it like away from the server and away from like showing people the kind of things that they did and whatnot. That's a good thing.
Yeah, which I think is a good thing.
Oh, what I want to know, so they never said anything about them being in a relationship, but after it ended, something was being said, or I don't know. Like, what exactly happened? Like, how do you know about his relationship?
Like, how do we know it ended, or how do we know, like...
Like, both. Like, I wasn't there for, like, 2 months. I don't know.
Nele did tell me that they were in a relationship.
I mean, I don't think we
was in DMs,
go
right?
into, like, details about, like, you know...
Yeah,
their personal emotions.
like what happened
happened.
is not important, but
I guess
over
things
DMs and
didn't work
sometimes
out.
in main chat, you know, over people it kind of went around, but they themselves did never promote or anything their relationship.
Yeah,
All I
but
know-
that's really a good thing if you didn't really like. Oh, I'm together with him on now.
Yep.
Like, that's a good thing. Yeah.
Yeah. All I know is that they broke up, and then, like, 2 days later, she had a new boyfriend.
What? Okay.
Yeah, and I mean, Danny's known for being in open relationships, but I don't know if their relationship was like that.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's just
Okay.
it's just still
This is
kind of sketchy, you know.
Not
regardless.
Okay, this
Oh,
shouldn't be
like,
the
what
focus
is-
of the topic though. Since
Yeah, the questions later.
yeah, we
I'm
shouldn't
curious.
we shouldn't keep this because
Yeah,
this
we
is
don't
not
wanna,
this is not
you know,
related to
get
the
into
overall
people's
topic.
personal
We're
lives.
trying to
Not just
clear
credit
things up.
people for...
So we already discussed which event led to the rule about sexual comments. So what was Nele's response to why she was banned?
Okay, so Mr. Moo Cow is the one we had PM her why she was banned. And we were just like, you've been banned because inappropriate comments towards minors, and it's not good, and, you know, we've asked you to stop before, and this, you know, this is just the last straw. And apparently she was just sort of passive aggressive about it. She was just like, okay, don't worry about it, like something like that. And
Okay.
didn't she told you she wasn't worried about it, right? Or
Well, she did say I shouldn't take it personal, which I appreciate a lot. I was good friends with her, and I think of myself still being friends with her. It's just humors in communities and certain rules you have to, you just have to apply to yourself mostly. And I think these weren't held by her as well. And yeah, mostly it's really just that. She did talk about. Well, she did feel betrayed. So
Yeah,
I do
I can
agree that
see
I
that.
think that she was a bit passive aggressive, probably. She did
Well,
tell
I
me
think
also
she
that
spent a lot of time on that server, and she spent a lot of time trying to make friends there, or just being popular in general. So I know I can get why she's upset, but if you just break the rules multiple times, you need to accept, and you can still.
yeah, you just need to use common sense. Like that's what was needed.
Yeah, and it sucks that the community lost her because she was one of the most active people there. But I mean, if the mods gave you warnings, and you just kind of put it to the side because you'd rather do you. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's kind of on you. It sucks that your friends had to do that because I know she was friends with some of the mods. It was kind of based on the actions that she did. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It is not about her as a person, but about her behavior online.
I think that sums it up very well. So Nele overall also said she would easily move on.
Yeah, and
which
she
is
didn't seem upset like when
bit
she
tough
replied.
to judge, but maybe that's not that's a bit tough to interpret. But that's not important. That's the main thing you should get out of this conversation. Also, It's not important. She is banned. What is important is why she was banned. To understand that hurting rules does have consequences, but we can talk about it. And people do warn you. People do tell you if something is unsettling, if a situation is not okay, and that especially both the members but also the moderators have to respect if certain people are a bit uncomfortable with certain situations. And I think in this case both sides kind of agreed that it was not so okay that Nele hurt the rules multiple times. So we should go about malicious rumors and assumptions. We'll just, I think, Meredith, can you summarize again what exactly did Nele do, just to clear up what the rumors are and what they aren't?
Okay, well, the rumors were that she had sent nudes to underage members. People were saying that's what the log was of that got her banned, that she sent the nudes. That's not true. We don't know if she did or not, but that's not what we saw. And the other rumor was that, okay, well, there's two other rumors. One of the rumors was that the log was like the only reason she got banned. That's not true. There were lots of complaints and lots of other instances of her just being inappropriate in the chat and in DMs. And the third rumor was that, I don't know how this even came, like, who fathomed this, but that Danny had leaked Nele's nudes, which I don't know where or why or to who, but that, as far as I know, did not and would not ever happen. That's just, Danny wouldn't do that. Danny's had, a few girlfriends, and that's never been a problem in any of his relationships. I don't think it would be a problem in this one.
Exactly. Anybody else?
Yeah, I can also add something that, especially as a mod, you should not just break the rules, especially if you had a new rule, like especially talking about sexual content. And also, I don't think that he would just leak nudes of someone like someone said earlier that he would not be that kind of person. I don't really know him, but I feel like a relationship should be something more private. And if they didn't talk on it on the server, why would he do that?
Well,
the fact that many people didn't even know about it just says no.
Yeah, I think only one person even said that, and I think they were close to Nele, so I think that maybe they heard it from her, so it could just be, her trying to tarnish Danny's name, and which I hope not. I hope that's not the case.
Yeah.
One more thing, sorry. Are you gonna?
I just wanted to add something, like, if she is able to move on that quickly and have a new boyfriend, why? I don't think she would do that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, maybe I should add still, as I already said, Danny is a rather sane person and rather logical person. He is in IT after all. And I can say that of myself, Kappa. No, seriously. He is I consider him a very sane person, even if we don't get along sometimes. And I think as a sane person, if you're all about keeping a relationship rather on the down low, and the partner kind of breaks that rule, and you always had the rule to keep it on the down low, you're not gonna suddenly break that moral really with yourself to suddenly go open with the relationship and leak nudes or something like that. And I just highly doubt that Danny would be just willing to do that. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we can all agree on that.
Yes, we definitely can agree that most rumors are certainly not true. And if back to the nude rumor, if you happened to receive a nude from her and it's illegal, please feel free to contact the mods about this. They'll figure something out.
She's banned, Pat. What are we gonna do? Wait.
Just if something already. Yeah, okay, fair enough.
We'll ban everyone.
Technically,
It's like,
that's actually a
nude,
police
get out,
case.
ban.
But
They
if
ban everyone that is underage.
How about if you have her nude and you're underage, delete it and
yeah.
just
So-
keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
Don't spread it anymore because that's
Yeah.
just
Don't
creating
share
more drama.
Most
and
important-
adding it.
End the line.
don't keep secret that something
sure.
happened to you and that you're uncomfortable. Don't just leave
Yeah,
the
if
server.
you are
Don't give the
uncomfortable-
problem to others. Try to resolve it. Try to tell the moderators that something happened. They have keep full
Yeah.
disclosure. You can see you still don't know who the person is that leaked the logs, and we won't tell anybody. And
Like you're not alone. I promise you.
yes,
If
you're
something
never
makes
alone.
you feel uncomfortable, I'm sure there are a lot of other people that are too shy to bring it up, and like just sometimes we just don't read these things in the chat. We don't know what's going on. You know.
You should rather DM them, I guess. That was
Yeah.
maybe one of my
So
mistakes.
they're always open for DMs, exactly. And yeah, one last thing. We should address again. If you feel like since Nele got banned, you kind of lost a friend or something, you can always play with her over DMs in Discord. That's a system.
Yeah, there's no need for
Um,
this to make a divide in the server. Like
Yeah.
it's not that big a deal, guys.
Like, thing is, I remember I had a similar case. Basically, I was in. Well, it was not really similar. Basically, one person was being hated by like half of the people, and the person always got back just to get some, well, not really insults, but just passive aggressive comments thrown in the face. So I don't know why you would put someone through that again. Like you could just make a new server, put a few people in that you like talking to, with
Yeah, but-
Nele or something, and just talk. Like it's no big deal. You can still talk anywhere else. It's the internet.
Yeah,
Exactly.
we just don't want another Luna Nico episode.
Let's not get talking about that then.
I
It's
don't
not a
even know.
podcast topic. So we want to thank you for listening or watching, which I doubt, but listening through all of this. If you, if you have any concerns or need like a trust buddy, if you want to talk to somebody about issues on the server, please message us. Preferably Meredith, because she has the authority on the server comparably in this podcast. But if you want to message somebody here, feel free to.
Yeah, you can maybe just put the Discord tags in
We
the
will
description.
we will put it in the video description.
Follow me
Um,
at Meredith.
Follow me at support main.
Follow me at Sampaidine.
I'm
all right.
mission support me.
I hope no one took offense to this. I think we try to keep it pretty civil.
I'm usually not so good with moderators. I don't think that's a big secret on the server to the ones who know me, and really to the ones that are just online sometimes. But
boy.
really, if you think about it, both moderators and both we as a community try to strengthen the community. And I think moderators should just also be looked at as a part of the community. So
I mean, because we were members,
exactly.
and we still are members, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, thing is, we all need to stick together. Even if you don't like some mods, you still
Yeah.
have to kind of
yeah. So
stick
talk
together,
about
and if there's a problem, message them.
exactly. So we'll try to be more transparent on the server. Try to resolve more issues. So if you got any, feel free to message. Feel free to talk about them. And
Yeah, like even in the main
Yeah.
chat, like it's okay to bring up stuff that,
yeah,
you know, might.
Probably
like-
better to just let it die out a little bit.
I mean, yeah, we don't want more Nele drama, but like if something else is making you uncomfortable, or if someone's like DMing you weird shit and you don't like it, you know, feel free to call him out and make him look like a dumbass.
I'm having
Yeah.
more flashbacks.
well, thank you again for listening. This was
Yeah, thank you.
This was Kimy. Kimy, say something.
Hi, I'm eating cheeses. If you guys are going
This was Kimy. This was also WaifuWhisperer.
Thank you for listening, I guess.
Meredith.
Stick with that.
Hey.
And me, IPat. And I hope you have a beautiful day, beautiful night, beautiful evening. As you can
What a
see by
group
the
of
lightning here,
misfits.
it's night.
Pat, just end the podcast.
Yeah, okay. Jesus
wrap it up.
Christ.
I gotta go to McDonald's.
If there's some
Can I have a
desire,
Large number 9.
if there's some desire for another podcast episode, write some comments down, or just message on Discord, really, because that's what it's there for, to talk. So, yeah. Thanks for listening.
This is the Chubby Report signing out.
At, I don't know how many subscribers, but I think it's 41.
Oh
See
my
ya
God.
in the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.